42 million albums, won 3 Grammys, and is simply one of the coolest pop stars on the planet. Please welcome Pink! Yes! You're actually Pink! Hey! Hello, darling. Lovely. Welcome back! Thank you. It's Pink, everybody! He's a writer or actor, comedian, academic. Is there anything this man can't do? Please welcome Mr. Stephen Fry! That's a great man from the slip. Bursting out. She's the British actress who starred in Education, Drive, The Great Gatsby and Suffragette. It's always a pleasure to welcome Carey Mulligan. Oh, look at you. Hello, my dear. Lovely to see you. Have a seat, Carey Mulligan. And he's here to celebrate an extraordinary 50 years in the music business with his ultimate greatest hits collection, Diamonds. Please welcome a true music legend, Sir Elton John! Welcome. Nice to see you all.
Thank you.
Now, it is an embarrassment of musicians. Obviously, we've got Sir Elton, Robbie Williams coming on later. But Pink, you are performing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Is that going to be weird, performing in front of Elton and Robbie? Or do you...
I mean, I'm going to try not to be awful.
We played at a festival together in Belgium.
Yes, it was fun.
So,
And what are you giving us tonight?
What about us?
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. And this album, Beautiful Trauma, which is such a huge success, I didn't realise, till you were going on the show, that it's been 5 years of no
6.
Pink in the world.
Yeah. I didn't realise that either.
But how did that happen?
I was doing bake sales in kindergarten.
But I read somewhere, when you decided to bring out a new record, your record company sat you down for The Talk.
The talk that if you're over 35 as a female pop star, that radio probably won't play you.
No.
Yes.
So were they just
I
kind
have
of...
that trouble myself.
Well, you proved them wrong.
I did.
Yeah.
I did
big
very,
time.
very much. That's nice.
Yeah. Very good. So, in terms of musical credentials, Stephen, I'm right in saying you're not a great gift to song.
No, there are so many things I can't do. I can't do that. I've never been able to cross my legs. Even when I was in kindergarten, there was a little play mat, and all the other children, my knees were touching my cheeks. I can't do that. They would break my hips. But I've never been able to sing. And it's official. I'll tell you why it's official. John Schlesinger, the film director, was a friend. When he died, there was a funeral at a synagogue in North London, and I found myself next to Paul McCartney at this funeral. And after a couple of the hymn songs things, he turned to me and said, because I always mime, because I can't sing, he said, "Sing, sing, you're not singing, sing." I said, "Actually, Paul, I can't sing. Everybody can sing, sing." So the next one came up, and I started to sing, "Shut up, you're right, you can't sing." So if Paul McCartney tells you you can't sing, you can't sing. It's official.
But now, Carey Mulligan, you've married into the music industry.
Yeah.
Yes, with Marcus Mumford. But now, you've talked on the show, though, about how you are a proper fan and you've written fan letters to actors. But did you write fan letters to pop stars? Were you a fan of those?
I wrote to Eminem. Yeah.
How old were you?
So sweet.
I was 18. I was 17. I was applying to drama school, and I watched 8 Mile, and he does that "Lose Yourself" song. I can't say anything like this without sounding. And I got really kind of.
It spoke to you.
Yeah, it really spoke to me.
Yeah, 8 Mile.
I wrote a very long letter detailing how he had inspired me to go in and, like, crush it in my drama school auditions.
Oh, and did he write back?
No, he didn't.
See, he doesn't read letters. That's how that girl died in Dear Stan. He should really read the letters. Because Eminem, he's on the album.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wrote him an email.
And did he write back?
I professed my undying love for him in this email, and I said, I love you. I've always loved you. I've loved you since I got your autograph in 2001 at the MTV Video Music Awards. I love that you always work with the same people. For instance, Rihanna, and she's hotter than me, but I'm funnier. Please just help me get my rap Grammy. And he just wrote back, okay. And that was it.
Wow.
One word.
But he did.
You kind of corrected some of his less politically...
Well, he was accused of being homophobic
Yeah.
by so many people because of his lyrics, which I thought was nonsense.
Yeah.
And I came out and supported the fact that he isn't. I appeared on the Grammys with him doing Stan. Instead of Dido, I did the Dido part.
Oh, right.
Yes. I was the one that took the L out of Dido. And we became friends, and we've been amazing friends ever since. Yeah. He's an amazing guy. I spoke to him last week. I interviewed him last week for a magazine. Really? And I just adore him.
Yeah.
I do too.
He's quite a poet, isn't he?
Oh, am I allowed to say what's in your house?
Oh, yes, for my marriage. When David and I did our civil partnership, I got this package from Eminem, and shows you how homophobic he isn't. We had 2 diamond-encrusted cock rings on velvet cushions.
For the men who have everything.
Yes, exactly. And I have to say they have remained unused.
Talking of diamonds, you bring us your ultimate collection, diamonds. And this is out now, and it really is fantastic. It is the definitive collection of your work. It's, what is it? I think it's nearly 50 tracks.
Right.
And you know this, right? Have you seen this before?
I have, Colour movement, yes.
And why diamonds? Just...
I chose the title because I didn't want it to be called Greatest Hits Volumes 3, 4 or whatever, because it's boring. And I just, you know, I've always liked diamonds, and I've always worn diamond. And I just thought diamonds is what the world needs at the moment, or for me anyway. So it's a cheerful title.
And you, very kindly, or someone, has put together a kind of a montage of some of your career, and this is it.
By the time I came to the song, I was singing like this. I'm still standing better than I ever did. Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing, and I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find. Oh no, 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 I'm a rocket man. Saturday, don't give us none of your aggravation. We're hiding where the death are playing. Oh, Saturday night's alright for fighting. Get a little action in. Hold me closer, tiny dancer. Count the headlights on the highway. Don't be afraid of love. Yes, I do. How wonderful life is while you're in the world.
To see it, to see it kind of Reader Digest it like that,
I know,
it's so
it's-
amazing. And it brings back so many memories for all of us. I can't imagine without just your head watching that.
I don't really reflect on things very much. When you see things like that, you think, God, how did I do this? How did I cram it all in? We had so much fun. And, you know, I've always loved doing what I've done, and I've always been lucky enough to be able to do what I've done. And, you know, the secret to longevity, as you can ask Pink as a performer, is if you can play live, it doesn't matter how many hits you've got, you will always be successful.
And the other thing that I think this whole collection is, it's not just a celebration of you, but also of Bernie Taupin, and the work you've done together.
We've never had an argument. We've never written a song in the same room. He gives me a lyric, I go away, I write the music, then I call him in and I play it to him. We've kept the process fresh by doing that, so that even now, when I get a lyric, which would probably be my 1000th lyric from him, I go away and I get excited by looking at the lyric and writing the song. So it hasn't changed. So it's never got old. And even though I behave so badly at times in my life, and he rang me up the next day and said, do you remember what you did last night? And I go, no. We've never had an argument. And I'm so proud of the fact that in this business, we're stronger together now than we ever have been. And that makes me feel good.
And all these years later, your first hit, your song, was just voted, I think, for the nation's favourite Elton John song.
Yeah.
Now, am I right to think that's yours, Stephen?
I love it, absolutely love it. Do you remember we did a sketch with Rowan Atkinson mocking the lyrics of it?
Yes, of course.
These things I forget, your eyes, are they green or are they blue? The lyrics are extraordinary because they're so... nothing had been heard like that before, and the way you marry with your voice, it is still, and that was the last song that was played on that package, I noticed, because it just speaks in a way that... I mean, that and Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, because I always think of George Michael when I hear that, and the extraordinary thing you did.
Thank God it wasn't Chirpy Chirpy Cheep Shoot.
Do you have a favourite, Pink?
No, pardon.
What's that?
Do you have a favourite Elton John song?
I feel like just throw a dart, and that's my favorite. But I will say, if I have to say, Tiny Dancer.
Oh, I was going to say Tiny Dancer.
And at the moment, isn't that your favourite at the moment, Tiny Dancer?
I love Tiny Dancer. It's funny, I played these songs so many times, but the more you play them, you realise how wonderful the lyrics are. And the older you get, you hopefully have more fun with the song. People like Frank Sinatra used to do it, and they've sung those songs so many times. Nina Simone, every time you saw her sing, she'd interpret a song differently, and that's what I try and do.
Storytelling, isn't it? The lyrics are so crucial to great.
Yeah, the lyrics just tell... He's a storyteller, so...
When up until about 2 years ago, I thought it was lay me down in sheets of amber, and I was like, he has sheets of amber, you guys.
Isn't it that? What is it?
I think it's sheets of linen.
What is it, in fact?
Well, lay me down in sheets of linen.
It's
Oh,
linen.
it's
Yes.
Yeah,
I thought it was amber.
people thought it was
I
Hold Me Closer,
wow,
Tony
he's
Danza.
So cool.
Tony Danza, yeah.
But it didn't you say we had a lot of fun. You're still having fun.
Of course, life is about having fun, but my fun is focused now on my children.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm lucky enough to still have the career, but my fun is now, you know, I'm going to my youngest nativity play tomorrow. I'm so excited.
Yes.
That's what my life is about now. And it's all about them, and the focus is off of me and onto them. Yeah. And at this stage of my life, it's kind of nice to be able to do that.
Yeah. And in terms of Zachary and Elijah, is there a favourite dad's music?
No.
Oh.
They like AC/DC. They do like Tiny Dancer. They like Leave On, but they really like it's Thunderstruck, and because it is Iron Man, they love AC/DC, and that's what we have to put on the car when we go in. They like I'm Still Standing, but it's AC/DC first.
That's a great visual.
The last time you were here, you were saying that he wasn't particularly a fan. Has it changed?
He cries when I sing.
No.
Yes. Well, now he stopped crying, finally. He's 11 months, now he just looks away.
Oh, how cute.
And Willow tells me my singing is distracting. Thank you.
But I thought Willow was quite into it, no?
She likes Sia.
Oh, OK.
She prefers Sia.
Our kids are cruel, aren't they?
I picked her up from first grade, and one of her little friends was like, so raise your glass up, singing to me, and Willow rolled her eyes, and she goes, that's not even one of the good ones. Okay.
How old is Willow?
Thank you, 6.
6. Now, talking of children's favourites, Harry Potter, the audiobooks, how many hours of Harry Potter did you have to read?
God, I think it's over 100, isn't it? Well, of course, when it started, my agent called me up and said there's this book called Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. That's what it's called in England. In America, it's Sorcerer. Obviously, philosophers are a rather frightening idea. Anyway, it was a book, and so I read it, and there was this boy, and apparently he was a wizard, and I met the author, who's called Jo Rowling, and she was really nice, and we read the book, and she said, oh, I've actually, there's another one, there's a second one I've written. I said, good for you! Little realising what had happened, but over the years, this extraordinary phenomenon blossomed. There was and I loved reading them. Occasionally, there was a man stopped me in the street not long ago, and he shouted across the street, my children go to bed with you. Please rephrase that.
Carey Mulligan's film is Mudbound. Now, this film, it's currently available on Netflix. It's streaming now, but it has had the most incredible reviews, and there's kind of a lot of awards buzz about it. So, whet their appetite. What is it about?
It's about a really interesting period of history that I didn't know very much about. So it's post-Second World War, pre-civil rights. So it's about two families living on the same land and two soldiers coming home from the war. One is white and one is black. And the battalions were all segregated. So, so black soldiers were going over and fighting for their country, but then coming home to a segregated society. So it's kind of about that, but it's a family drama within that. So it's about these two soldiers who become friends.
In Mississippi?
In Mississippi, yeah.
It's the mud state, isn't it?
Yeah, very. We were filming outside in Louisiana, filming outside of New Orleans. It's very hot, very muddy, lots of mosquitoes, and extraordinarily, we had a snake wrangler on set, and his only job was to go around the set and clear the deadly snakes that were trying to kill us. So he would go around and sort of pocket these snakes and then put them in a bucket in the back of his van.
What kind of snakes?
The very dangerous ones, apparently. I mean, I didn't get... I don't know the species. The species? I've just taken Dana. Yeah. I've got a cold. The species of the snakes, I'm not entirely... But they, needless to say, they were trying to kill us, and he saved us all.
We've got a little clip. This is you. Basically, so things start well, and then
it's all going great, and then we move to the mud.
And things go wrong.
Things go...
And this is you begging your husband not to make a bad situation even worse.
When you told me that you were bringing me to this godforsaken place, I barely said a word. When you informed me that he was coming to live with us, I went along. And when our Stokes told you you'd been fleeced by that man you rented the house from, I kept my mouth shut. But I'm telling you now, we are not getting rid of that piano. It's the one civilized thing in this place. So your father can either sleep in the lean-to or he can sleep in the bed with you because I'm not staying here without my piano.
You know what? You're overtired.
No, I'm not.
And there's a sort of unrecognisable Mary J. Blige in this film.
Yeah, which is amazing.
And again, fabulous reviews and things. And how hard is it for an actress to get over the fact that that's Mary J. Blige?
It's quite hard initially, yeah, because you know, you sort of... Well, it's like, you know, I'm sitting at this... I've just been feeling completely... Maybe the day nurse, but I'm just sitting here next to these extraordinary people. It's completely blowing my mind. But, like, I look at Pink and in my head, I'm like... singing just like a pill, and I can't stop singing it. And then I'm without it, and I'm like, oh, time dancer. You know, so it's quite hard to kind of concentrate on people around me. So with Mary, that was going on in my head for the first couple of days, and then she became this character, and then it was just... She was a totally different person.
Because, Pink, I know you wanted to work with Major Blige.
I did.
Yeah.
She's one of the first people I ever approached. I walked into her trailer a long time ago on my first album, and I said, would you work with me? And she looked at me and said, no. And I was like, cool, I love you. I love you so much. Bye. But I respected it. I like when people are honest. Other than, yeah, call me.
Yeah.
So I liked it.
Because, Elton, you've made a few forays into film. You were just in a big British hit, The Kingsman, The Golden Circle.
Yes, I didn't know what I was going to letting myself in for, but I enjoyed it. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it because I don't like doing music videos. In fact, I stopped doing them years ago because a lot of hanging around backstage and I get bored. But actually, I had incredible fun. But my scenes were with Colin Firth and Julianne Moore, so it was pretty fantastic. And
let's not forget your marvellous work in one of the most successful British films of all time. That film is Spice World. Oh. Yes, there you are. Doing your cameo. Yeah. Do you have any memory of that day at all?
It was done at the BBC, that's all. Because that's all I can remember. In the BBC lobby, I think.
I'm pretty sure I was in that film as well.
Yeah, you were.
I was a judge or something.
Yeah.
I remember. They were the reason I did it, I don't know if you were the same, it's because I had nephews and nieces, and if I hadn't done it, they would have killed me.
Exactly.
Because I could get their autographs. That's how huge they were. There was this period when they were bigger than anything on the planet, wasn't there?
Exactly.
And I remember Victoria Beckham came up. Not Beckham, she wasn't then. Victoria, whatever she was then.
Adams,
thank you. Posh Spice, I think her name was.
That's how
she kept, and she'd read one of my novels. She said, you wrote a book called The Hippopotamus. And I just fell in love completely. I just thought, what a brilliant, stylish, clever woman. Whatever you think, these Spice Girls, no, they've got something, I thought. And actually, I remember... the Prince of Wales had...
She's lying.
It was before Wikipedia, so how would she have looked it up? But there was the 50th. There was a special show for the 50th birthday of the Prince of Wales, Prince Charles, and they were on it, and I was emceeing it or whatever it was, hosting it, and there was a line-up afterwards. And they were, I mean, they didn't care. That was all girl power, you know, and the Prince of Wales, and, oh, wonderful, lovely, thank you so much. And he got to them, and the first thing, Emma Bunting said to him, yeah, she said, oh, Sir Highness, sir, do you have a Prince Albert? And he said, yes, I'm his great-great-grandson, yes. No, do you have one? He said, well, he was the husband of Queen Victoria. No, but... And he looked at me completely baffled, and he didn't know what a Prince Albert was. So I had to say, well, sir, it's an item of intimate jewellery. He said, what do you mean? I said, no, further south. He said, is it called a Prince Albert? I said, yes. And he was like, oh, my heavens, he had to have a lie down, I think. I admired their spunk, as it were, to you know, how an Australian would put it, you know, to...
It's an icebreaker.
Yeah, to ask him...
I think we have a picture of the moment he met them. There he is.
Oh, that's me in the background.
Yes,
yeah,
everyone seems very distracted by Jerry. Prince Charles is just pointing at her absent-mindedly.
Do you know, he did tell me, I think it's OK to repeat this, but Prince of Wales did tell me once that the best piece of advice his father had ever given him, he said, when you're doing a photograph and you're doing a line-up and there are women, always look only into their eyes. Don't for a second let your eyes drop to their chest, because that's when the photograph goes on. Yeah. And if you look, he's not looking down. All the rest of us, even us gay boys, are looking at him. He is very smartly sticking to his father's advice.
Now, Stephen Fry has a book. He's got a book out.
I know he has.
Yes.
Oh, bless.
I've got it here. It's
in
called...
your cupboard.
It is in my cupboard, my capacious cupboard. Mythos. Now, this is Greek myths retold. And it's one of the things... When you go through this book, you realise that actually we know... I think people think we don't know these stories, but actually, when you see all the names, they're all things
they're deep within the DNA, as it were, of our culture, aren't they? I mean, yeah. I remember when the internet started, I remember thinking it was the most magnificent thing that had ever happened in human history. It was even greater than printing. It would bring us all together.